Nine Diamond.
The Great Pyramids of Egypt have been studied for thousands of years by some of the greatest minds the world has ever known. And one question remains: how were they built? A man barely 5 feet tall and weighing only 100 pounds claimed he knew the secrets of the ancient Egyptians. He quarried, moved, and built a structure in the mid-1900s consisting of over 1,100 tons of coral rock, using only primitive homemade tools. And he did it alone. This structure has a 9-ton coral gate that is so precise that even a small child today can move it with one finger. Coral Castle shouldn't exist, but it does. Edward Leach Scanlon left Lafayette in 1912 after his 16-year-old fiancée deserted him at the altar. She claimed he was too old to marry her. Heartbroken and alone, he fled his homeland and ended up in Florida. He started construction on what is now called Coral Castle as a future home for his love and their hopeful family. Ed devoted his life to this project. He studied and claimed that he discovered the secrets to how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. But there's a twist. Edward never really told anyone exactly how he did it. If you made this great discovery, wouldn't you share what you knew with the world? Also, Ed worked alone, at night, and never allowed anyone to watch him, even his closest friends. How did he move a 30-ton block only using a 10-ton chain hoist? It seems impossible. After his death, there were some repairs made on the castle. The state of Florida had to use a 6-man crew with a 20-ton crane just to repair one block. And after the repairs, the block was not as perfectly placed as when Edward did it himself using primitive homemade tools. Edward studied gravity. In fact, he wrote about the subject. He claimed that all matter had magnets. He believed that magnets from the center of the Earth attracted objects with both north and south pole magnets, causing gravity. He thought if you reverse the poles in matter to match that of the Earth, you could repel objects, causing them to float. We're talking about anti-gravity. Ed's hoist had a strange box on the top, and he invented a flywheel contraption with a crank. That's all we really know from pictures. Did he find a way to change gravity? Is it possible for this homemade hoist to lift blocks that a 20-ton lift can barely do today? Many kids spied on it and claimed to see blocks floating like balloons while he was working. Ed decided to move his entire castle 10 miles block by block to have his privacy at a new location. For the first time ever, he hired help for this. A truck driver was hired, but told to leave the truck and come back the next morning. The truck driver came back 30 minutes later and was stunned to see the truck already loaded with several hundred tons of coral rock and stacked neatly. He stated that there is no way Ed could have moved and stacked all of this alone in 30 minutes using junk homemade tools. Today, looking through his tools, we find bottles wound with copper wire and a variety of radio tuners. Were these used in conjunction with the flywheel and the mysterious box to reverse magnetic poles using frequencies and hover 30-ton blocks like helium balloons? Or is Coral Castle just a testament to the power of love and human spirit and what we can do if we separate ourselves from the world and look to primitive ways to accomplish great things? Or did Edward discover the secrets to anti-gravity and take it to his grave? Did the Egyptians know the secrets to anti-gravity as well? Ed kinda alluded in his writing so that they did. Where did they learn it? Are these ancient Baghdad batteries shown here proof that ancient cultures used electricity? Did they use electricity to create antimatter like Ed did? These could be different clues. We may someday find the secrets we're looking for, but for now we can only wonder. But sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.